Hey guys, this is Marc Goldberg from Marc Vlogs Watches, and I hope it doesn't look smoky in here. I decided to light a fire for the mood effect, so we can have a fireside chat here. And I don't know, there was like a downdraft, which meant that the smoke all blew into the room, and I don't know. I think we're going. I think we're going a little bit better now, but ooh, I had a little bit of smoke inhalation going on there for a second. Anyway, listen. You know what we're going to do because you read the title of this video. We are going to unbox a Tudor watch. Here's the box. You know what? But before we do that, let's part the smoke and let's have a quick fist watch check. And here she is. Check. And here she is. It's not the Tudor, it is the Polar Explorer. This is the most legible watch I own, if there's any kind of light. Otherwise, it's the Ball World Time with tritium tubes. But I digress. We should be talking about Tudor. So, first of all, let me get this out of the way. The Tudor Black Bay is a watch which I think is constantly flipped. And, you know, I was talking to my friend Time with Donnie Haynes, and I said to him, Don, why is it that everybody owned a Tudor at one time? Why did we all own a Black Bay and then sell it? And he said, and I thought what Don's response I thought was really dead bang on. He said, because you know you can always get a new one. And I think he's right about that. For whatever reason, Tudor, which is owned by Rolex, it's a subsidiary or a sister company to Rolex. They definitely have a corporate relationship. You know, you sell a Submariner, you might not be able to get another one. So everybody's hoarding and holding on, holding on to their Rolex watches. But Tudor, you sell one, you can fairly easily reacquire it. And I have to say, I missed the Black Bay, and so I decided to repurchase it. Now, I sold about 2 years ago to my horological brother. I sold the ETA version. And that's the same version that I wanted to purchase again. Now, it came out in about 2014 with an ETA movement. And then about 2 years later in 2016, Tudor came out with the in-house movement, which made it go from a 38 or a 40-hour power reserve all the way up to a 70-hour power reserve. But two things changed. Number one, there was a little bit of text on the dial that was done in a circular pattern.
Look at this dial, it's so pretty, and where it says self-winding, it's curved like a little smiley face. It's very charming.
Some pictures here to show you that. And then what Tudor did was they straightened those lines of text out to designate the new movement. Number one, change number two, the Tudor rose on the dial and on the crown of the watch changed from the rose to the Tudor shield. And change number three, which is something that really disturbs me, they fattened up the watch from 12 point something to almost 15 millimeters. And now this is a 41 millimeter watch, and 15 millimeters is just too thick. It's 50 millimeters lug to lug, so you know, you get up to 15 and the proportions just, they don't work for me. So what I really wanted was the ETA version, and guys, here it is. Well, I went to all the trouble of making the fire, so I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. And we're going to pan down to the Tudor box, and here's where we're going to open it. Right here. Okay. So, isn't this romantic, guys? I'm so glad we're sharing this moment together. Tudor box, outer box is made out of cardboard, but it feels kind of tweedy and heavy. We have the round Tudor shield. You're going to see when we get this open, and then I will take it into better light as soon as we get it open, that Tudor makes some of the absolute best boxes in the business, I feel. This is, it's like you were looking at a baby grand piano, guys. It is lacquered wood is what we have here, and it's just spectacular quality. I think it's better than the Rolex box, quite frankly. High polished Tudor box. Okay, I think what we should do is move it into better light, and then we'll open it up. Okay guys, so here we have the box. It's all closed up, lacquered wood. And when we open it up, here's what you got. We have the watch, we have the booklets and so forth. I'll tilt that and have a kind of a better look at the overall package. And then down here, we have the cloth strap. It is a NATO type strap. One piece, comes with pins. The watch would fit here. This is some nice hardware, very well finished stuff. But quite frankly, I'm never going to use it. Now the reason that I wanted it, of course, was to have the full kit. Tudor Shield emblematic here in the pin buckle. So, you know, people who don't like bracelets, or who are afraid they're going to damage it, well, you get a nice one-piece NATO strap here. I mean, if you like NATO, okay, fine. Personally, I kind of have a bone to pick with NATO because I feel like you're dealing with a Swiss-made, well-machined timepiece, and you know, why do we want to go ahead and put it on, you know, a little chunk of, little flimsy, thin, you know, 30-cent piece of nylon, okay? I think if you wanted to go buy one of these on eBay, it's probably $100. I got a couple of extra links provided to me by my seller. And here is the watch. Actually, before we get that, let's take a look and see what we have here in the way of booklets and paperwork. Here's the card. Now this card is done almost identically to the way Rolex does their card, okay? And so this is the original warranty card. Serial numbers and all that intact. Don't copy my watch. I'm not too worried about it. Here is the Tudor booklet. Gives you all kinds of information about the Heritage Black Bay. And teaches you all about the positions and so forth of this watch, which, you know, the crown, which we will take a look. Basically, who really needs that? If you don't know how to wind a watch, well, bless your little heart. And I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's the warranty booklet, which tells you, in the unlikely event of a water landing, if you should accidentally break your watch, tells you, where around the world you can get it fixed. But remember, guys, this has an ETA movement in it, so you should be able to get it fixed really at any independent watchmaker around the world. It's a simple movement. I don't know what's in this. Let's take a look. What do we got here? Oh, this is from Torno. Torno was the original authorized dealer. So this is their stuff. This really is something that the AD would have added. It's not Tudor. Okay. Here we have our box. Let's take a quick look around the watch, and then I'll get this Rolex off, and we'll do a wrist shot. It's a thing of beauty, guys. I'm not feeling good about the light, so we're going to change rooms, get it right off of the pillow so we can take a quick look around the watch. Well, one of the things that you're going to notice right away here is that we have glare. Neither Tudor nor Rolex do anti-reflective coating. One of the nicest things about the Black Bay is the sapphire crystal. It's like boxed out. The other thing that's super nice is the coined edge on the bezel. All right. Oh, also the clasp. Tudor has done a very nice clasp. Now, it's no Submariner with the glide lock clasp. We'll take a quick look at that in a moment. But it's a nice clasp. I would compare it favorably with the modern Omega clasps, for example. Very beautiful action on the bezel. Super clicky. It's a 60 position or a 60 click. The detent is stronger at 12, so when we get to 12, it wants to stick there. And you probably heard the slightly different noise when it clicked in at the 12 position. And there's that little bit of rounded text that we were discussing earlier. I think it's quite charming. We have the burgundy aluminum insert on the bezel, and the crown tube, which you can just about make out there, is anodized aluminum in the same burgundy. Now, the clasp, this portion of the clasp is slightly thinner than what you would get on a Rolex. Here is the Polar Explorer. So that portion, this is just the littlest bit thicker. But this is not shabby. And as part of the closure here, we have a ceramic bearing that's never going to wear, and so that clicks into that little keeper right there. Ceramic bearing gives you a very positive click, clamshell action, and the Tudor shield. So there and here. Really, really cool. It's got micro adjustments, 3 positions. Now, I recommend, guys, that you never, I've heard a lot of YouTubers tell you to use a paper clip or a thumbtack. No, 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 no. Don't ever do that. You'll scratch up inevitably the side of your watch because you'll mess with metal. Just use a toothpick. The toothpick is perfect for making your little adjustments there. Let's get it on the wrist and take a quick look. Isn't she pretty? I really love the gilt dial. You can see that it has gold and red highlights in the dial. The dial itself, it's not quite black. I would describe it more like dark chocolate. And if you get real close up to it, it has some nice texture. I'll give you a Lume shot at the end of this video, but it looks great when it's all Lume'd up. Now, it's a 41 millimeter watch. Across, and it's 50 millimeters lug to lug. So it has wrist presence, but it's not exceptionally large on the wrist. I think if you have a smaller wrist, you could pull this off. What really helps to give it presence is that 22 millimeter wide bracelet up here, and it tapers down to, I think, 20. So it's a fairly wide bracelet, and it gives it lots of wrist presence. Well, that was what was in the box, guys. I'm tickled pink to have her back. I really did miss this watch. I'm super glad to have it back. I hope I don't flip it again. You know, tell me in the comments if you think this is one that I'll just reflip. You know, hopefully I'll be keeping it. I think I'm going to keep it. I think it'll fit right into rotation. Let's take a look at the Lume. How about that Lume, guys? We're not even in pitch black, as you can see. We're in the kitchen right now. We've got the Lume pip, Lume snowflake hands, all the indices lit up. I remember from the previous Burgundy Black Bay I had that this Lume would last all night long. It's a light green, so it's a little different than the typical Super Luminova that you would see on watches from the 1990s. It has a little bit more of a vintage or a heritage look. So I think that Tudor even paid some attention to the color of the Lume, and I don't think that's accidental. Just looks great. Let's take it into pitch dark and look at it. Here we are in a really dark scenario, and it's just lovely. I really enjoy that seconds hand. Look how it's just going to crest the round hour markers. Really a beautiful thing. I'm glad I have it. You can wear it at night. Who's going to dive in it? Nobody. It's for desk diving. Well, thanks for joining me in the dark, guys. Marc Goldberg. I'm going to peace out now. But tell me what you think in the comments. Is it a keeper, or should I throw her back into the, back into the pond after a couple months? What do you think?